Welcome back to Orange Chat Reviews, everyone. Hope you're all having a wonderful day. So, Loki. I've checked out the first episode, and I figured I'll give some thoughts on it. You know? Why not? So I'm going to wait for some people to show up. Yeah. And then I'll start talking about it. And also let people know that I'm live right now. And there. So, yeah. This show is interesting, I will say that. However, it does have some errors. So while I wait for people to get going and whatnot, hey, you doing, Happy Dino? Good to see you. Thank you. I'm doing well as well. So, Loki. Well, thank you for being ready to mod this chat. You're the only one in it right now, from what I'm seeing on the thing. But anyway, Loki. The show has some errors. The show has some plot holes. But this show also does follow the rules in certain aspects. Rules that Endgame did not follow. You see, I actually have the certain talking points. Should actually put these over on the right. But yes, so first off, one problem that they actually had was from the beginning of the show, right off. Loki grabs the Tesseract. He is still bound by handcuff thingies, shackles, manacles, whatever. But when he is launched into Mongolia, or into the Mongolian desert, he's like this. Where are his manacles, shackles, handcuffs, whatever? Does make one wonder. Also in that very same scene, that was just shit. Green screen and background. Did they not even try? Bad lighting, the whole spiel. Moving handcuffs are so useless. Yes, they are. But it pays to have continuity in a show, you know? Anyone asking how a god can be overpowered by the TVA, these time variant authority people? Well, remember, these people are charged with, so not a good movie at all then. It's a show, and don't worry, it does get interesting. It has subjective interest, in my opinion. Objectively, this show falls flat on its face, but subjectively, it does have some interest to me, to be 100% honest. It is good if you're not looking at it through a critical lens. Craig, how you doing, buddy? But anyway, the time variant authority people, I'm going to be discussing spoilers, just so you know. They have to be strong. I mean, the fact that they could just crack Loki across the face, and he feels it. Thank you. I'm glad I could help, Craig. The fact that they could just crack him across the face when Captain America couldn't, when Captain America was smacking him, he's like, "Bitch, really, please?" Or "Bitch, please." Barely felt that. But these guys could crack him across the face and he'll feel it. Tells me that these people, well, they're in charge of maintaining the timeline. So they would have to be able to smack a couple of people around, like, oh, I don't know, Thanos, probably even Galactus even. If Galactus was a variant, oh dear God, I would love to see how that works. But the one thing that they did get right in this show, the one thing that I absolutely was happy about, was how the Tesseract went inert when it left its home universe. They bring the Tesseract with him into this separate universe of the Time Variance Authority. And you can see that it loses its glow and goes inert. And there's also the scene where you see a bunch of different Infinity Stones, which are also inert. That should have happened in Endgame, but it didn't. They went into a different universe, technically, and used or brought or took Infinity Stones out of their universe or out of their home universes and brought them back to their universe, which doesn't work. You see, because by doing so, you are basically breaking the one big rule of Marvel. You can't take an Infinity Stone out of its home universe and expect it to work in the universe that you want to use it in. It doesn't work like that. Marvel had already established that. So, yes, there is that one thing there that I absolutely did love. Loki having to sign all these papers, or at least the top paper, and it's like, please confirm that this is all that you said. It's like, you didn't even read it. By the way, a stack this big, over 1,500 years of him talking. Oh, he's a talker, as it is clearly established in the show. Stack about this big, this long, from middle finger to thumb, that high of papers. Are you fucking kidding? That makes no sense. None. He would have had a freaking archive dedicated to just what he said alone. So that made no sense. I mean, it's like, Frank, like, dude, you're filling the pages of a book. Quite literally. I mean, if these are just single statements like they did there, then I'm sorry, but all these single little things, they kind of add up. That must have been like the latter chapter of the last like 15 minutes before he got freaking arrested by the TVA. Honestly, that's a problem. I mean, seriously, folks, like I said, subjectively, there are good points. Objectively, there are some good points. But objectively, this show is very just wrong. How did different timelines go to war with each other? How would they know if they existed unless they crossed each other? Possible convergence reference. For those of you who don't know about the convergence storyline, there is a thing from Avengers, or from the Avengers Alliance game, and I think it's called Convergence. Or it could be called something else. I am going to do a little bit of deep diving into my own groups on Facebook while I talk here, so please bear with me and have a little patience. Yeah, a lot of people here. Yep. And groups. I need to search my groups. Avengers Alliance, and there we go. I haven't visited my group in a long time. Wow. Alrighty, so albums. Hey, thanks for liking my comments. You're dying right, Junebug. It helps, or I like everybody who actually, I like most of the comments that go in my comment section, because, well, that's weird. Because I believe in, I'm blanking on the word. I'm sorry about that. I believe in interacting with people and creating interactions. This content is not available right now. This is an empty post. What on earth? These people are freaking... Photos. See if I can find some of it. Yeah, I missed those. All red and Santa Claus. Nice. Let's see here. Mm-hmm. Yes, there was a game called Avengers Alliance, and I'm still trying to find the frickin' storyline because apparently the fricking albums are no longer there. So that's kind of worrisome. So yeah. And no, that's not it. 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 God damn it. That's not it. I forget what these things were called, but basically they were really did. You would whistle that tune. Yeah, I would. I mean, just trying to pass the time a little bit so I could figure out what the hell's going on. But yeah. Basically, I'm going to call them convergence because I can't remember what the hell they were called. I think that is what they were called. But anyway, the convergence storyline in the Marvel cinematic or the Marvel universe, not the cinematic universe, but the Marvel universe, basically had multiple Earths getting ready to collide with each other, and unfortunately, one Earth or another Earth had to be destroyed. Doom actually understood this, and he actually wiped out a bunch of different Earths in order so that they wouldn't collide with the main Earth. So yeah, if that was happening, it's an understandable thing of why these timekeepers or these space lizard men would basically create one timeline. So yeah, that was interesting. Also, Miss Minutes, that little clock lady girl cartoon thingy, she basically gave away the whole plot of this entire freaking show. Because by saying that there was a huge war and a fight for supremacy and whatnot, that just basically tells you what could possibly happen, worst case scenario. But I have a feeling that that is what's going to happen in this show. Now, Mobius telling Loki that time is immutable is incorrect. The thing is, you got really bad writing here. When they say that time is immutable, that you think you have choice, but you don't. When you leave your desired path, guess what? Time's no longer immutable. Time is now different. That's why the whole time variant society exists, or authority exists. That's why they go and catch people. If we understand what I'm saying. Yes, I wasn't interested in seeing Loki because Avengers Endgame reached the top of Everest. The only way you can go is down. Actually, Infinity War was more the Everest because Endgame was actually a step down in objective quality because of the whole mess with the whole time travel, how they were breaking their own rules, how somehow you go back in time but into a literally different universe, but somehow you can take the long way back home and grow old like Steve Rogers did. Doesn't make sense. But that's a whole nother story, and I already gave my Endgame thoughts on that, so yeah, search it in my thingy. I was talking about box office. Box office, they cheated. But thankfully that was set right because, well, it looks as if James Cameron's Blue People took it back, so fuck Avengers and their box office bullshit. The only reason why they made that much money, yes, they did cheat, I will admit. The only reason why they made that money is because they have two freaking humongous labels slapped onto their dicks. On the left nut, you got Marvel. On the right nut, you got Disney. And that is why everybody who went to the theaters basically went to the theaters, because it's Marvel, it's Disney, hooray. I've been saying it, folks. Disney is a fucking evil corporation, and that the more that you freaking consume their bullshit, well, the more they're going to attain more influence and power. They're basically the Wayland Yutani of the real world. Plumbers are finally leaving. Off to the dump now. 2-2 Island. Good to see you, Craig. Thank you for stopping in. And catch us on the replay if you can. So, yes, basically, time is not immutable. If time was immutable, this entire show would not exist. It's just the way it is. Mobius showing Loki his immediate future is a touch of genius, I will say that. Because the thing is, it's like, okay, you're going to freaking listen to what I have to say. This is what's going to happen, or this is what happens if you hadn't picked up the Tesseract. If you hadn't deviated from the path that was meant to be, this is your future. You are put in a freaking cell and you kill your mom, or you're responsible for your mom's death. I left my aunt wanted to check on me and my dad. That's okay, Happy. It's understandable, man. But yeah, it's when freaking Mobius tells him that, you see the visible botherings of Loki. You see that this really bothers him. Not the fact that he's locked up, but the fact that he's responsible for Frigga's death. Frigga was the only person in existence that Loki cared about more than anything. He hated Odin because he felt that he was used by Odin. He hated Thor because Thor was always one-upping him. He was always in his shadow, in Thor's shadow. He really felt that the only person that truly understood him and cared for him was Frigga, his adoptive mother. And when he realizes that he is actually responsible for Frigga's death, he flips. He's like, where is she? Where are you hiding her? Where are you keeping her? What is this? I don't want to see this. He's rebelling away from it. And that is pure psychology 101. You freaking show somebody something that they're not meant to see or something that is too hard for them to see, they will rebel away from it extremely fast. And only one person can get me to smile at a message. There we go. But yeah, so that was a brilliant freaking stroke of genius right there. Mobius playing the mind game, basically trying to find out what makes him tick, what makes Loki Loki. That's all information gathering because he's chasing another Loki. So that's not exactly going to help as much as you think, but it is going to help in the main stream of things because Loki is trying to basically find Loki is basically the same person throughout the different timelines. He is a god of mischief. His entire shtick is mischief and mayhem. So it basically takes a Loki to catch a Loki is basically what I'm saying, especially in this case. Another great part was the multiple Infinity Stones. I already went over that. There was only 2 Soul Stones, no Mind Stones. That was pretty odd. Mostly power, time, space, and reality, other than the 2 huge Soul Stones. I'm like, why are the Soul Stones so huge? It was the Mind Stone that was the bigger of the stones. But it's like, well, man, it's just fucking nuts. But the Soul Stone in this show seems that it's like, oh my god, man. It's just, they were weird. But I do like the fact that they were inert. The fact that they were inert tells me that the show is actually abiding by the rules of said universe of Marvel. Loki's reactions to his life are very well acted on Tom Hiddleston's part. I will say this. The film says, or another wonderful thing. How you doing, Netcat? Good to see you. Tommy, good to see you. And yeah, probably did. Thank you for resubbing if you did. Yes, folks, make sure that you stay subbed to my channel and check back every now and then to see that you are subbed and that you got the bell on, because I really appreciate the support. But yes, these Infinity Stones, and this is where a lot of people honestly just gloss over it in other reviews I've seen. All these Infinity Stones is like, well, what do I do? I'm like, this is actually something that they got right and you're complaining about it. Why? This is something they got right. Multiple Infinity Stones and whatnot, yet they're all inert. Even the Tesseract, inert. You want to know why? You left the home timeline of that universe. That is why they don't work, or that is why they shouldn't have worked in Endgame. By leaving that timeline, you have created a separate branch of reality. Therefore, that is no longer the universe that you were a part of. Yeah. LubeTube has been making the unsubming rounds. Yeah, they have been. They always do, especially if you are, or if your sub count grows idle. My problem with Loki are mostly that I don't like the time travel mechanics. No problem with the Infinity Stones, though. That was, or I'm not talking about anybody who didn't have a problem. I'm talking about most of the people that did complain about it. It could be better, bud. Having some issues. Yeah, it could. Or if you're talking about how days are going, my day could definitely be going better in certain aspects. But yeah. Basically, like I said, the main problems were writing, because they honestly don't understand shit about what they're doing when it comes to the whole time travel element. The TVA in itself is a contradiction of itself. And yeah, it's like, you guys contradicted yourself. If time is immutable, if you are set on one direct path, well, then what's the use of you guys? Oh, in case a variant does show up, well, then, why don't you have something like the frickin' Adjustment Bureau? You know, put somebody back on their path, you know? Instead of having Loki go to this time variant authority thing, frickin' just take him to Asgard and throw him back in chains and get him back on course. That is what you do. That is how you solve a timeline. You put it back on course. It's called course correction. It's a very simple concept. But, you know, whatever. It's amazing, the only time travel movies that actually work Back to the Future and Time Cop. Yeah, that's because time is adjustable, not immutable. Oh, I know, I was just saying that. I was a bit annoyed with people crying about all the stones. Yeah, same here. Yeah, Disney Marvel has really stepped away from not only canonical storytelling, but series canon. Glad you brought that up, Tommy. Glad you brought that up, because it's actually going to take me to the final point of this review. Everybody thinks that main Earth is 616, and that is true. Main Earth for Marvel is the 616. That is the prime universe. Loki, when his little film stream ends, ETH 616, Earth 616. There's just one huge problem with that. I'm going to look up in Google no, and I don't need that, nor do I need YouTube right now. So, yes. What Earth is the MCU? Look it up on Google. You want to know what they say? Earth-199,999. 1 and 5 9. So, Earth 1009 or 100,099 or 199,999 is the designated, and it says Earth 199,999 is the designated universe of the number for the Marvel Cinematic Universe, a shared fictional universe which crosses over superhero films and television produced by Marvel Studios. How do you make this mistake? How do you make this mistake, Marvel? I would like some frickin' answers, please. Because making that kind of mistake, you having the audacity to say that this Earth is the 616, fuck you. That is not the case. You got it wrong. Stunning Megatron, Cybertron 1984 is the universe I live in. Very nice. I don't think they really care anymore. They don't, Netcat. That is the problem. They don't care. And that is why most of their shows suck. Winter Soldier and Falcon show, whatever it was, started off decent, had some decent moments in it, but then it fucked up royally when you started pushing the fucking race bullshit agenda. I liked a little bit of that show, of Falcon and the Winter Soldier, but when they started pushing in that bullshit race stuff, that's when it turned me off completely. As for Loki, this is only the first episode, so I'm curious as to what's going on. Since Brie Larson is in the MCU, I'm guessing it's 666. That is good, but no, it's... So I'm going to keep saying on streams, I took your man on his character, not the color of his skin. Yeah, I know, right? I couldn't be bothered with Falcon and the Winter Soldier. I don't blame you, Netcat. I honestly don't blame you, because the thing is, it started out good, then it lets you down. Because Captain America literally defends Antifa, or the version of Antifa in their universe. He defends terrorism. Why? Because of outdated racial bullshit that is not happening in a degree that they say it is. It's ridiculous, folks. That is the main thing that bothered me. Captain America, well, this version of Captain America, siding with terrorism. Or rather, defending it after the fact that he defeated it. That is fucking ridiculous. And honestly, I would give, or because of that, Marvel, this one's for you. Fuck you. You bitch of a fucking corporation. Because honestly, you don't fucking side with terrorism, especially when you're fucking Captain America. You are the representative of three fucking things: truth, justice, and the American way. But back to Loki. And the thing that everybody else is talking about as my final talking point, the fluid gender thing is another contradiction. Everybody says, well, Loki's a female in another universe. Well, good for fucking Loki, or female Loki in another universe. He's not gender fluid. Loki, Laufey's son. What's the last three letters of that name? S-O-N. Son. Do you know the, now if Loki was a female, do you know what his name or her name would have been if Loki was a female? Loki, Laufey's daughter. Laufey daughter. D-O-T-T-I-R, which is the spelling of the Norse, of that Norse law of spelling in that certain thing. So yeah, basically, objectively, Loki episode 1, glorious purpose. The D.B. Cooper thing was great. I absolutely loved it. He lost the bet with Thor. So it makes sense that he'd do something stupid. Loki should be defined as fluid on every line of shape if shape changing means his gender is fluid. No, because what he's doing is he's not turning into another person or changing sex. He's creating a visual illusion over himself. That is what his magic allows. He cannot become a woman and then get pregnant. That's not how it works. That's not how any of that works. His eye color is fluid. Maybe. I kind of see the stupid fluid shit to a degree. It's part of Norse mythology. He gets banged by a male horse and gets pregnant. That's fucking weird and not something I really wanted to know. I'm not saying he should. I'm saying their logic doesn't work. Yeah, their logic doesn't work because strictly of the freaking binary laws that Norse mythology goes by. The result is eight-legged horse. Oh yeah, Sleipnir. Yeah, yeah. Okay, that's fine. Weird, but fine. But the thing is, he's not fluid. Just because he can make himself look like a female, or make others look like a female, like he did with Thor in the Dark World, he made her, or he made Thor look like Sif. I'm vehicle fluid. I can turn into anything I want. Yes, Stunning and Brave. Yes, you can. But yes, that is the whole thing, folks. If you're gender fluid, that means your gender is both male and female. You have the organs of both. That is basically what gender fluid is. You are a hermaphrodite. You cannot determine your gender because you want your gender to be like that. Well, unless you're a transgender and you're fully transitioned. In that instance, congratulations. You turned yourself into another gender. There you go. Now, if you want to go back, I honestly don't know if you can. That's a weird thing. But the thing is, the fact is God made two genders. Yes. And the aberration, or not aberration, but the anomaly that is hermaphroditism, or hermaphroditism, or the existence of hermaphrodites, both male and female, that is also a thing, but it's still part of the two gender thing. Folks, nature is binary, hence gender is binary. That's science. If you don't like it, unfortunately, that's not my problem. That's just, you gotta learn to accept facts. And the fact of the matter is, you're wrong if you think that non-binary is something, is a gender conformity thing. I reject your hypothesis whenever people say that. So, hey, I don't always have to agree with you. I decide to side with facts. Yeah, but yeah, I am Buffalo Chicken Wing Fluid. Identify as Buffalo Chicken Wings. Now you're just being weird. Oh, wait, that's Junebugs who said that. Sorry, Stunning, I thought you said that. But the thing is, folks, I identify as a straight white male, born a male. I'm heterosexual / demisexual because, well, reasons. And the reasons being that I fall under the definition of a demisexual because it's a secondary sexual identifier, which also puts me in the LGBTQ plus community. But yeah, the thing is, folks, them saying that Loki is gender fluid or whatever, it's incorrect because his last fucking name is Laufey son, meaning he was the son of Laufey. Congratulations, Marvel, you played yourself. So anyway, folks, now to the scoring. What would I rate this first episode of Loki? Objectively, it is about a 6 out of 10. You do not pass, go. You do not collect $200. You go straight to fail. Not jail, fail. White guy here too. I don't use that fucking word cis because I believe that is a fucking slur in itself. So to anybody who says, oh, you're just a cis this or a cis that, you're fucking ist. You're a fucking sexist. Not you, Netcat. Because you probably didn't understand that. But anybody who does use the whole cis thing, they're a bunch of sexists. But back to the scoring. I have never seen anyone claiming non-binary speaking in ones and O's. You'd be surprised how many nerds are out there. Oh, you are nicer to it than me. Oh, I am mocking. Oh, okay, yeah. Well, yeah. Thing is, honestly, if I was to give my opinions on the whole bullshit right now, I'd be kicked off of YouTube. But I don't want to. Objectively speaking, meaning without bias, it is a 6 out of 10. You do not pass go. You do not collect $200. You go straight to fail. Because your writing was atrocious. Your lighting was atrocious. Your story made very little sense and contradicted itself several times over. You got only a couple of good qualities, which was the acting of Tom Hiddleston, because he knows Loki so well, because he is Loki. I honestly can't see anybody else playing Loki. And the Infinity Stones following the dictated rules of the universe. So, yeah. Those are your only two saving graces. Subjectively, I'll put it at about 7. It's entertaining to a degree. It's interesting. It's enough to keep me interested, but not enough to say it's good. Showgoer. I watched the show twice for the Showgoer. Once with the critical lens and twice without. It's a good turn your brain off show, I'll give you that. So Showgoer, I'll boot it up to about an 8.5 to 9 out of 10, where you don't criticize it, you don't deconstruct it, you judge it based on entertainment value. The first episode was about an 8.5 to 9. It was entertaining, it was interesting, it kept me engaged. Anyway, that's my thoughts on Loki episode 1. I guess I will give I'll give smaller videos that I'll record instead of doing live, because this show needed to be addressed, or the first part of the show needed to be addressed live. The second bit will continue on, but I needed to get most of the stuff out because most of the stuff needed to be addressed in a larger forum and fashion. So I will not be doing the other reviews live. I will be doing them in video format. I'll record them on my phone and upload them. But yeah, folks, that's basically my review. This show makes no freaking objective sense whatsoever. In fact, I will amend my objective score. It's actually around a 4. It made very little sense. That was weird. Sounds over there. But yeah, made very little sense. It's about a 4 out of 10. It failed completely. It's bad objectively. Subjectively, it's interesting. The acting is not enough to keep it afloat, objectively. I'll be rewinding to see what you said in the first 20 minutes. Thank you. But anyway, yes, I am going to wrap it up here. Thank you, Netcat, Tom, and Craig, and Junebug, and Happy Dino for tuning in. You guys are freaking awesome. And those who were also in the chat who were lurking, I know that a couple of people might have been lurking, so thank you so much. I'm not surprised superhero movies are dying, and they will end just as Westerns did, but I don't believe they will last as long, but the Westerns is coming back slowly. Yes, they are. But yes, thank you so much, folks, for tuning in. I got my mystery review coming tomorrow morning at 9:30 a.m. I have my versus stream of Ahsoka Tano versus Mara Jade Friday night. So yes, definitely stay tuned for those. And yeah, that's going to be this one, folks. So you all know the drill. Like, comment, subscribe, share, all that jazz. Make sure you are still subscribed to my channel and that you get that bell on. I was at 712 subscribers like 2 days ago, and now I'm back down to 706, maybe 707 by now. But yeah, I'm trying to reach 1,000. I'm trying to reach at least that high. But anyway, folks, that is going to be the video. Let me know all your thoughts down in the comment section below if you catch this on the replay. This is my Orange Hat Reviews. Stay humble, And always